another conversation. So let's talk a little bit more relationships. So what do you guys consider to be like a modern day woman, or like what type of woman is culture kind of like pushing right now versus like a traditional woman? That makes sense?
City girl.
Yeah.
City girl.
For sure. I definitely think society is pushing that city girl, that Instagram
Don't
model,
need a man.
baddie. I don't need a man. I can
I
switch
need
him
my man.
out. You know, exactly. I need my man.
Yeah, I need my man. I know where he at, but
I need some.
But yeah, I think, you know, the modern day is just like, it's rough, man. Like, it's the fake butts, BBLs, body done, modern day woman that is like being forced to where women are comparing themselves. Like, I don't look like this because it's not natural.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like.
Definitely a lot of comparison. I feel that for sure. What about men? What do you think, the same type of thing?
who?
Like, you know, we've been hearing this term high value man a lot, right? So what do you guys feel like a high value man is? Because they're saying, I read this the other day, but they're saying a high value man is just a man who makes a lot of money, you know.
But where his heart at? Where his soul
And
at?
that's what
Exactly.
But we talking society though, right? Y'all
Right,
that's
yeah,
what
right.
we talking about.
Right. Society, yeah, society.
Society, then you know that's what the hell.
So that's why this will ultimately, I am traditional. Cause that don't faze me.
Yeah.
I don't care how much money you have. I don't care about that. And a lot of the times in today's world, men feel like they can buy you.
Yeah.
Like they just can buy you. Just because they have
Okay,
this.
that's good. So, man, why is that a common mentality? Is it just because women allow it?
I would say yes. Certain women allow it. You know, a man's gonna only let you do it. Wait, how do I say this? A man will do as much as you let him. So if nothing's for certain, if this and that, and that's why they say call it, I guess, having hoes, because it's like, hey, y'all might not all be just sluts in that you know sense, but it's like having hoes because at any given time I can call one of them, hey, this and that, and if it's available to me, then hey, it makes it easier. So I feel like
no
a
work.
man,
No work.
Yeah, no work. But even the guys, so it's worse with a guy. That's a man, period.
Yeah.
But men with money and stuff like that, it's kind of more so, yeah, I'm going to have a headache regardless. Why don't I just pay you? Or why don't I just, what you want? Man, I don't need bags. I need, all right, all that for that. Okay. And a lot of women use their boxes, their prize too. So it's like, you want this, you want that. Well, he wants the prize, which is the ultimate prize should be the heart and the mind and all that. We know that. But society-wise, it's the box. So if I'm giving you the box, hey, listen, you know, a man can give a woman a million things for Valentine's Day, and she could be like, hey, this coochie, that's what I have for you, you know, and it's like, wow. And so men are now just like, well, I'll just pay for that, because ultimately that's what all you're giving. But if I find a woman who gives me more than that, then that ain't what I'm looking for. So whether you experience it or not, society-wise, once again, it's showing that, okay, we got because since the beginning of time, the big butts and all that's still been a thing. That's always been a thing. But now it's like, everybody's doing it. Every woman in the industry got it. So why you don't have it? It's almost you weird if you. I had a conversation with a group of rich people, and I felt so weird because it was like, why don't I have veneers? Why don't I have a Lambo truck outside? I'm tripping, and I'm not. I'm okay. You know, hey man, that value.
Why do you feel like men don't? I feel like, okay, I've noticed that men do not respect a high valued woman. In the sense of like knowing what she wants, knowing that I'm not offering you that you get. It's like, okay, next. It's not respected when it should be.
Right.
A man doesn't want a woman to be super hard though. I'll tell you that. Like, I'll tell you right now, there's two different type of women that I could run into any given day. You got the woman that's obviously the submissive or want to be led by a man, willing to be in the right direction under a man as long as you can lead, right? Other women feel like, well, can't no man do this and do that, so I'm INDEP. and so if I meet a woman today who has a Benz, a house of her own, a business of her own, that they say that intimidates certain men. It wouldn't intimidate me because I do the same thing, but I still would be like, okay, I'm gonna check your temperature because now I know exactly kind of how you move.
Okay.
You might move like a dude. Because you're like, I got my own, I don't need no. I've understood that women are way more submissive and loving and all that when the guy can lead, but when it's not so much.
They gotta rely on him.
Right.
So a man probably would be intimidated by a woman that got the Benz, the house, the business, because it's like, what can I truly do
Bring
for
to the
you,
table.
you know, and bring to the table, you know, because they're not thinking mindset, they're not thinking
that. You're right.
you know, society wise, they're just thinking, what can I do for you to get A, B, and C back? You know, it's like, it's not fully thought. Like
What you gotta say?
I've also learned that a lot of things are mind games. You have to, being that I can be alpha, I've learned that I have to let him think. It's like mind games, you know, let him feel like he's a man. I can't always overstep and overpower, even if I feel like I know what's best. Or even, I don't call it manipulation, but it's one of those things where it's like still saying what I have to say or suggesting things, but having it be to where that was his idea or he did it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I may can get all these bags out the car myself, but I'm gonna be like, babe, can you do this? Instead of just doing it, just on a small token.
Yeah.
So
I don't really like that. I can say that for myself. I would kind of be like, nah. You know, but if you were like that and I met you, I would let you know you wouldn't have to be like that because I'm gonna do my thing too. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. But a lot
you
of
used to doing
a lot of
things on
men
your
really
own.
are intimidated by like alpha females. Like just me being in the industry, like just working, like, and I work hard. Like I'm a leader. Like, you know, they're not used to that. Like, you know, they talking crazy. I'm gonna talk crazy back. I'm not about to go cry in the back. I'm gonna just talk
Right.
crazy back to you. You know, but they're not used to a woman being like that. Like, you know, why are you not soft? Like, or I heard somebody say like, you need to be more ladylike. I said, what is ladylike? What is that? What does that even mean? Like, not that I don't know, you know, but it's like,
what does that mean to you?
what does that mean to
Right.
you? Like, you know what? Like, that's a label. You know, you're telling me because I'm an alpha female that I need to be more submissive, more
well, not
follow,
more submissive,
or, you know?
but how you do things. Remember, it's kind of like how you do things, not what you do, how you do it. So I'm not your homeboy. So you can't come at me like I'm not dealing with that. You still have to be in a lady's place.
Right.
So sensitize some of that, please. You know what I'm saying? So when we having an argument, that everything's not like I'm your partner. That's what I'm saying. Or your kid. Some things is like you say, let me meet me halfway. Let me figure, babe. You know I don't like this. Why you leave that on the counter? Or why is it you yelling into it? Now we conflict
but not even in relationship situations. Like just, you know, like
People, friendships, co-worker,
just people,
relationships.
co-workers, you know, just stuff like that. Like people are not used to a woman being like, you know, alpha, being a leader. Like they're just used to women just being like, yeah, okay, and just keep on going. But I never been like that. I always questioned everything. Why? You know, I'm not doing that. Like, you know, I always been like that. So it's like, I don't think nothing is wrong with
I
it.
see
but I
both
just
sides
think-
of what you're saying because I definitely feel like I agree with that some men are intimidated by alpha women or women that are, I don't even want to just say successful, but do have a little bit more drive. But I also do understand the being just sensitive to how it comes off, how it looks. Like,
Right.
you know, I think that women should be ladylike. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I don't feel like we have to be doormats or be soft or,
Right.
but I do feel like there's two different roles for a reason, if that makes sense.
Of course.
Yeah.
A man should take care of a woman to a certain extent so you can feel relaxed enough.
That's
And
what I was
trust
gonna
him.
say.
There you
And
go.
trust him because
Like,
once
yeah.
you get to that point, it's like I've watched two different generations of people do what they do. Like my grandparents, my grandfather took care of my grandmother like fully.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? And whether that's financially, of course it deal with all that, but however it was, he took care of her. So she was in her pure submissive like state, cook, clean,
Right.
whatever, right? Now, mom and daddy, I don't know, y'all gonna be watching it. My mom and my pops though, on the real note, because I'm vulnerable. I want to let the world know, you know what I'm saying? But like my mom, and my pops, if you was to meet my mom, she comes off kind of strong, and that's my dog. Like we super tight, you know what I'm saying? And I never understood. I'm like, mama, you kind of.
before.
I'm like, mama, you kind of a little rough around the edges. But she, man, it's crazy because I never knew exactly why. But now I get it. That's all I'm gonna say. Now I get it because it's a certain way you have to take care of a woman. And I love my daddy to death, dog. If you know what I'm saying? If you watch my lady pop, this is my way of saving myself. But no, I love my dad to death. But he never technically kind of like took care of my mama. My mama's still working. My mama get up every day. You know what I'm saying? But
I feel
so
you.
to a certain extent, she's like, hey, I'm taking care of myself. I know at the end of the day, it's hard for me to be fully just up because I'm still taking care of myself.
And I feel
that's the
and
thing.
you know what? Go ahead, you first.
No, I was saying like I've never really worked in like a male industry to really feel like what you're saying, but also when it comes to like dating and in a relationships, I'm trying to, well, I'm gonna put it like this. I can sit back and be the most romantic, submissive woman if I'm with a man who I feel like I can trust and to really lead me. Because me, I'm a leader already. Every day, all day. So it's like, if I know where you're taking me,
then I have no problem.
Like I always say, this is another how I look at like love in general. I need to be able to close my eyes and not worry about nothing.
Yeah.
That is what I want from my husband. That is what I want in my relationship. So it's like, yes, I'm a leader. Yes, I can come myself, but I don't want to be like that.
I don't.
You don't. No
I
woman
don't.
wants to.
I don't want to be
That's
like
what
that.
I'm trying to say, and then you'll have certain men saying like women don't want to be submissive. I don't feel like that's true. We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
We
but you
really
don't.
I'm with the
do.
wrong woman.
A
Not
lot of
with the
guys are
wrong
being
one.
Right.
a lot of guys are being more sensitive though nowadays. A lot of guys
Yes,
are not doing
for
what they're
sure.
supposed to do,
I see.
so it's making the woman more independent. So those are the guys who are offended. But if I know that, okay, and it's a beauty in it, dog. If I can look at you and I see your spirit, your heart, and all that, and I can break you down and make you the most, you're gonna look at me like, dang, I didn't even know I could be this person. But that's because I opened you up to be that.
Simple. And I think that's a real thing. I think it's all about us being able to trust that we're being led correctly. And
It's hard though.
Yeah,
Let's not say that
it
it's hard.
is.
That's like the final stage of everybody's like life, right? It's like
Right.
they say you get 3 different love phases, all that, whatever. But usually that third one or whatever. Some people stay first one if you get blessed. But that third one or that final stage is like, this what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh crap.
Here it
I had to
is.
go through this, and that, but now I see boom, you know? And so
Yeah.
it's learning yourself too.
no, for sure. Learning yourself, knowing what you want. And I agree with you with the like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I want to be taken care of. Like I
Naturally.
work, I
Naturally.
hustle, I'll have
Yeah.
my own. I'll probably always, but like I would love to just be the
Not
wife.
worry about that.
Yeah, like,
it's-
I don't-
I feel like
Like-
that's what a woman should be based off of too.
That's
the
what I'm saying.
Because the man is
Nurturing.
the
Nurturing.
intellect, the this and that. A woman
The
is
head.
nurturing.
I feel like that's traditional though. I feel like that's like
I'm traditional.
the older, like I feel like
Give
that's
me
how
tradition.
they were raised. I don't feel like the newer generation
Right.
really think that.
Understand
I don't think.
that.
Yeah, I don't think they really move off of that concept. You
They're
know, I
not
think,
seeing it though.
Right.
Yes.
They're
That
not
too,
seeing it.
yeah. And it's
Exactly.
more in broken homes too. So
Exactly. So they've seen a lot of these men have seen their moms raise them. One, there's a lot of absent
Yeah.
dads, and they've seen their moms hustle and work. And like you just said, those broken homes, those things taint us. It is
Right.
what it is.
Right.
Like nobody can kind of not say that's a true thing. Like. And I'm not saying if you come from a 2-parent home, your life's perfect either. There's different things that they like.
Yeah, because
But
I
that's
mean,
true.
even
Yeah.
a 2-parent home, like, you know, like, how do your parents even treat
Interact with
each other? You know,
Listen.
like, you didn't see, if you didn't see a real form of, like, this type of love, like, how are you even going to be able to give that to somebody else? Because you never
Yeah.
was taught that. You never saw that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's really different. Like, it all starts, you know, like we was talking about, like, from when you was a kid, like it's what you
kid.
saw. Like you was raised up to think and view life that way that you saw. Like so
Right.
as an adult, it's hard, like, you know, until you like what 23, 24, you know, like
start-
to where you're on your own, that you really able to realize and
Yeah.
really move different.
And
So it's like
I grew up in a 2-parent household too, and that's funny that you say that because I saw love coming up. I knew what love was, I guess, because I knew it how you treated me. I knew, like you say, love is unconditional, stuff like that. But let's just say affection. I didn't really see affection between my parents.
Yeah.
My
Right.
dad and mom used to try to kiss. My sister would punch him. Like, stop tripping. And it's like, it was cute at first, but now it's like, well, dang, I don't even know if you argue with somebody, if you're supposed to kiss them afterwards. Are we supposed to hug? Because I didn't see the affection side.
Yeah.
I knew it was love. I knew my dad ain't never had
Yes.
to sleep on the couch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I knew my mama wasn't chasing him out the house because he cheated, but it was like, I never knew, dang, when we argue, let's hug. I never knew how they made it out.
So do you feel
what I'm
like
saying?
in your relationships you struggle with affection?
Yes, facts.
Wow.
Facts. Because I never knew. I'm like, dang, do you do this or you do that? I don't know. I'm looking at how the world do it. Now I'm trying to see how I feel. So you get that thing. Well, you know, you kind of bump heads with yourself. Like, what is it?
Because
and now I can't even
nobody
base it.
really taught
Right.
you that.
Or you didn't see it.
So what do you feel like is that for you or you as well? Like, okay, I was missing this. I see this show up in my relationship. So for me, I'll say like, I just saw my mom always being super loyal. I don't think anything's wrong with that, but it is when you're not getting reciprocated love.
Right.
And so sometimes I found myself giving my all and it's not getting reciprocated, but that's all I know because that's all I saw, and I thought that's what love looked like. So y'all have any examples?
Yeah, I mean, I would say for me, like, communication. Like, I never saw, like, my parents, and they talk to each other rough, you know, like, and like, nobody's hurt or nothing, you know, but like, at the end of the day,
normal.
Right, that became my normal. So like, I might be joking and somebody, you know,
Take offense to it.
they're taking offense to it. You know what I'm
But
saying?
that's
It's
what you
like,
saw. That's
you know,
so
that's
good.
just what I saw. Like, even, you know, for the simple fact that like, my dad, he carried all the weight. He made all the money. My mom did nothing. As I got older as an adult, I never wanted that to happen because when my dad couldn't provide, when he went to jail and he couldn't provide, we had nothing. So I never wanted that to be me. I never wanted to be the woman that depended on a man so much to where if it was to be taken away, you wouldn't have nothing. You didn't have anything backed up. You know, it was just... So I guess that kind of even formed me into an alpha
and that
female as well.
As she's saying that, that's literally my story too. I watched like my mom be left with nothing and had to get up 3 a.m, 4 a.m, hustle. So I'm like, okay, at 15, I had 3 jobs because that's just what I felt like I had to do. So yeah, you have anything to add to that?
I grew up with both. I grew up with a single mom, and then it's like with my dad, it was a 2-parent household. It may not was perfect, but how it affects my relationships, I'm not exactly sure what I've actually mimicked from them. I do know how certain situations have affected me. Like, I've gotten my mom's undivided attention my entire life, still to this day. And then it's like with my dad, I've had to share him with my other siblings. That's another story. That was a transition for me. But still, I haven't seen... The closest thing that I can say I've saw is my grandparents. They've been married, I want to say, maybe 50-something years now. I don't know. But with them, I've never seen them really be affectionate with each other, like, ever. I know they love it, but you have to think about that generation, it was more about providing and being a housewife. She wasn't a housewife, but my grandmother still today will literally cook my grandfather food and put it on the table. So when I got in a relationship, that's what I do. It wasn't nothing like, oh, I shouldn't do this or why you do that. That's just what I saw.
Yeah.
And so it's like any guy that I've dated, it's like, okay, about fixing plates or, you know, just little things like that. But I feel like with my dad has been married several times. And so I think for me, I just want something stable. One thing I can say my mom has taught me is about being at peace and being alone. And then, so I guess they have taught me something. And then it's like on the side of like with my dad, I just want something stable, but healthy.
Yeah.
The first marriage lasted, but it wasn't necessarily healthy. They weren't really just in for each other anymore. And so for me, like what I ideally want, I've never seen it. But I do have an idea of what that's going to feel like to me. I feel like it's going to feel like security. It's going to feel stable. And it's going to be comforting, loving, and respectful. So I just know what I want.
That's right.
And I feel like you take your best qualities into that too. How you said that you cook for all these guys. Once you cook for the right one, you ain't did nothing wrong.
I cook for everyone. You know?
I mean, yeah.
But no, this is good. This is good stuff. So all in all, I definitely think that like, yeah, society does play a role in how we view relationships. It does play a role in, you know, how we govern ourselves as well, just like our households do. So I think it's just super important for us to be aware of those things. I think it's super important for us to know who we are, as we've all kind of said, what we want, what we're not going to settle for, and what we are going to stand for. So love this convo.
This
was
was
great.
It was.
So you guys talk to us in the comments. Let us know a little bit about how you guys feel about what we're saying. So go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and we